Mic check, mic check. Good morning, good evening, good night. Whatever time you decide to listen to this is a great time. Welcome to the Dear Love Podcast. You can catch it on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, wherever. Listen notes. Y'all know how it go. Let's get right into it. Sometimes I wake up and talk to my inner self. Ask myself, what's the most important thing to take care of today? What's on the agenda for the kids? Did you speak to your mom? Did you call your dad? Did you call your grandmother? Did you call your friends to make sure they were okay? Family members? All that. Still taking things for granted. And we take it for granted so much until we end up, what's the word I can use? Broken. Dear Love, episode 35. Broken. Having been fractured or damaged and no longer in one piece or in a working order. Do you feel like we get there sometimes as humans? I think we get there quite often, actually. More than I would like to. But not just about me. About seeing other people broken. Is it a way that we can fix it? Whether we be a family member or a friend or... You ever see them enemies sometimes say, damn, I wouldn't wish, or you hear somebody say, I wouldn't wish that on my enemy. You ever sit back and see something so crazy, you just be like, damn, what we was going through wasn't that bad after all. How many people regret something after the situation happens? You ever been in a fight? And going into that fight, you want to win, right? But when is a fight actually over? Is it over when somebody dies? Is it over when the first person draws blood? When the person is knocked out? I mean, when do you say, all right, it's over with? Do you set a time limit? Hey, we're going to fight for X amount of time. But remember, we're enemies. So again, what's the point of fighting if the person doesn't die? And then you hear people say, oh, wait, that's too much. I didn't want to go that route. So why did we go there in the first place? Setting up goals when you wake up is like the perfect thing to do. Even if it's a simple goal. My mind be racing so much for me personally. It don't be enough time to process it all. I want to do everything in one day. I want to take over the world, then take over the world again, all in one day. It's like sometimes you got to be patient and make it happen. That's when the broken stage kicks in for me. When I have so many ideas, so many things going on in my head at once that I don't know what to do next. I know I gotta get this, so I gotta make this shake, and then I know I gotta do this, and on top of that, I gotta make this happen. Then that's when I just sit back and say, all right, wait a minute. It's a lot going on right now. Let me sit back. Let me revise my plan and get it rolling. We see broken people every day. It's our job to uplift them, help them put it back together, so to speak. Again, you see somebody having a down day, or not feeling too well, that good morning or that hey or that good evening, that'll make their day. Ask them what's wrong. Take 2 minutes out of your 24-hour day to see how they doing. You can be that piece that they needed to kind of get back on schedule. Because I tell you what, reaching our goals is as easy as reaching our goals. But guess what? It don't help when we got situations going on that we can't really control all the way. That's how I am. If I can't really control a situation, I get real frustrated. What about the doubters? You ever have people in your corner that you feel like don't really believe in you? That can kind of get you to a broken stage too. Non-believers. You know your dreams could happen. You see them, they right in front of you. All you need is to put these two Lego pieces together. But someone always holds you back. I went through that a whole lot growing up. I used to do music and man, we had the writing down pack and everything, but it was always somebody's feelings getting in between the business or, you know, the betterment of the situation. It's always somebody's feelings kicking in. That'll break you. When you got over 85 songs just sitting there because somebody feels some kind of way about a verse that's on a song. It's the same with family. It's the same with jobs. You can never be great because you got somebody who don't believe in the system, who don't believe in the team. So they shut you down any way they can just so they can get ahead. That'll break you, especially when it happens over and over again. You just can't seem to get away from it. And it's sad, but it's really no way around that one. You can't really say, oh, well, I'm going to stop fucking with these type of people. Because guess what? You go around the corner, it's houses around the corner too. These ain't the only houses that was built. They built houses on all these streets. So you just got to figure out a way to get over the hump. It's always going to be somebody who just don't believe. And I don't want to be the person to say, oh, use that as adrenaline and push forward and you got it. Nah, man, that shit is like irritating when somebody just don't believe, but they claim to be in your corner, which really means they not. What do? Sometimes you got to just look in the mirror and tell yourself you can do it. All you have is you. As bad as that sounds, sometimes all you have is you. Sometimes you got to mark out the family, you got to mark out the friends, and you got to go get it for you. Don't be broken. Keep yourself together. Don't fall apart. It's always going to be hard. It's always going to be haters. It's always going to be doubters. Then it's going to always be that one person in the corner who always believed in you, but you ain't really paid them no attention. But it happens. It happens to all of us. It happens with me. It happens with you, and you don't even notice. Again, still taking things for granted. Don't take for granted that you woke up. If you woke up, make yourself a plan. Make yourself a goal to get done. I don't want to sit here and say, hey, live every day like your last. But live every day like it's your last. Make something shake. Make something happen. I used to play the one little game. What is it like? That's my car. You always point at a car and say that it's yours and you claim it. That's what you got to do with goals in life. Again, I was broken a long time when it came to music. It was always like me at somebody else's studio spending money and like leaving without my shit. You know what I mean? Thank God nowadays you can kind of do your own thing and make stuff happen for yourself. But I was, again, dealing with family members and studios song after song after song, just to sit there and be like, all right, when we gonna drop? Or all right, can I get this? Or you done doing this with it? I'm just so happy, like, nowadays you can kind of do your own thing. It takes a little money, but you can kind of get your own shit rolling without somebody holding you back. Again, don't be that broken person. Don't get to the breaking point. When you feel like you're getting there, you just got to revise. Sit back and think of a different plan. That's all. Because again, it's going to be a lot of people who doubt you. And you got to go into it looking at it like that. Like, I already know people going to hate. But guess what? People going to love it too. Whatever you doing, somebody going to love it. You speaking to somebody. They just might not know you speaking to them yet. They got to hear it first. That's why I love when I hear people say I got to get the money. Because they know if they don't, I mean, that's where they at with it. That's their goal. They know if they don't get it, it's a chance they could become broken. It's like that with jobs too. Keeping your job, being the best at your job. I see people walking to work, walking to different places, a lot on their mind. Sometimes you gotta just you gotta deal with that pain and just push through it. But it just be so hard. It's so hard to push through stuff by yourself. And that's why it hurt us so bad when people close to us don't believe in what we doing. It's like a smack in the face. Like, you know where I come from. How can you not support my dreams? Or how can you not support the role that I'm playing right now? How can you not help me? Imagine us all helping each other instead of jumping on each other's back. It's just like when a woman has a baby, you know, she has support there for her to keep pushing. We all need somebody to help us get through that. So honestly, imagine if we just helped each other. How rich could we be as a community? How rich could we be as a nation if we all decided to get this money? Why do people always say it's money out here for everybody? Then why hate on the next man? Why hate on the next man if it's money for everybody, right? We got to work as a team to get it. Because once you're broken, it's going to take a whole lot of tape and glue to get you rolling. You ever broke a toy? Sometimes putting that tape on it, it still don't move the same. That's why it's best to keep it from being broke. Y'all get what I'm saying. Dear Love T. Shaw, I'm out of here.